And just want to be sure the stream is working here. Let's see. X86 says, what would you say about CETX? I entered based on earnings news this morning and positive pre-market volume. It's just going sideways though, so I'm not sure what that means. Let's take a look at CETX. Well, it's definitely struggling a bit. CETX still up almost 15% on the day, but yeah, I mean, well, it's still up almost 15% for the day, but so far it looks like the most ideal entrance was pre-market / after hours on Friday. Of course, it is still holding almost 15% of the gains though, which is nice, but I would be careful as it does look like it is having some difficulty pushing above that 610 area.
Very expensive sectors of the market. Your consumer staples, healthcare in Europe are trading at very elevated margins.
And that's pretty much that. XLB. Let's take a look at XLB.
Which are trading cheaply.
Yes,
XLB.
Dividend my Bloomberg, you brought up valuations and dividend yields and so forth. If you
this is looking kind of nice.
XXP, you can get the dividend yield. You know,
I mean, it's up
3.7%, 3.8%.
about 0.40%.
Change the measure and just have a look at price to earnings. You're looking at something like
pretty safe play here.
13, 14. Yes,
it's a cheap market.
I don't see much potential in the day trade on it though.
Where do you find
for
that
now.
value?
Look, we have
material sector, huh? I don't really play the material sector too much. Pretty nice chart though. I mean, aside from this area where we've had these lower lows, but it's coming back around now, making some higher lows off that. It's still up for the day. Moving averages are looking good on the 1 minute chart. 5 minute chart. Averages looking really good on the 5 minute. 15 minute still looking really good. And this is why I said it didn't look like such a good day trade, because look how nice of a swing this thing would have been. Bouncing off that trend line multiple times, continuing to push on up. So this looks like a better swing trade to me. But yeah, it's definitely showing some strength since, what is this, the 2nd of August? It was downtrending a bit until then. And it looks like it's pretty much filled the gap to about that $49 area. Still on its way up there now. I think we could probably say this is reasonable to see it get back to like $49, probably today even, if it keeps up this momentum since it's not far off. Yeah, it's pretty solid looking. I mean, I'm not going to day trade this, but it looks pretty solid though.
Okay, so countries such as Germany and France, we're not seeing that same kind of pause on investment. So I think that there are opportunities.
Let's see how our GDX is doing. Haven't had the alerts go off for it to be coming back down, so that's good. So we're still up on our shares there. Why don't we put an alert up here so we know if it breaks that high a day.
So with the Brexit uncertainty continuing then,
why is the stream held orange? My settings must be kind of messed up.
Pre-Brexit. I think the big change that we've seen pre-Brexit is our position on.
How's the stream quality, Lord Star?
Those names have been trading very cheaply for a long time.
Lord Darth Star. Lord Darth Star. My bad. There we go. Is the stream quality really bad? It's annoying because I got to constantly switch from YouTube recording to streaming, and sometimes I forget to fix all the settings.
Now your mandate is to have 80% of total assets in the European fund.
That's kind of annoying.
Undervalued European companies. At the same time, we're seeing.
Because I thought I fixed it all, but I see that the stream quality. Oh, the stream quality just went green. Well, that's cool. Hopefully, it's a little better if it wasn't so good.
I think that the performance of the fund, I look at.
All right, let's see. What's the link to the stream? I wonder. Oh, it's great. Okay, awesome, awesome.
And then we just rise up to the top. I talk about a stock such as Philips. The factors that will improve the position and the performance there will just take time, but they're within the company's control. Another name about a stock such as Holcim, which is a cement company. It's focusing on the 3 C's: cash, cost, return on capital employed. They're things that they can control, and so you don't necessarily need to see much stronger growth in Europe for a lot of the
Cool. Well, not much going on right now. We can flip back to ISNS and see how that's going.
Katrina, European stocks are taking longer than US and
Well,
Asian stocks
it
to
did
recover,
push
from
back above
the
495 a little bit, but still struggling, and now it's back down below. I'll put an alert there just for the heck of it. But yeah, so far this thing is not looking like it's going to make a recovery today yet. RSI is still pretty messed up.
I think we're patient investors. We have a 3 to 5 year investment horizon, and we're willing to be patient. I think that the problem with Europe, as you identified, is that
Really, the best play I've had today is GDX,
something happens,
and that's still kind of struggling in itself as well.
Things. We had the Greece crisis. Now we have Brexit. So I do think that the recovery is obviously.
I think it's actually getting close to my stop loss.
Frustrating a lot of investors, but I think if you're willing
Oh, you know what?
to get in there and do the bottom
I did stop out on my Nugget. Well, I made some money on Nugget, but not nearly as much as I would have liked. That's kind of disappointing.
Just got to get in and do the work. Katrina Dudley, portfolio manager.
So I'll look for another Nugget play, but for now,
Thank you so much. Now,
post that trade in the chat.
billion-dollar
Let's
e-commerce
see.
deal. Can Jet.com help Walmart
156.7 to 158.2. Not the best trade, but something, I guess. Let's see. Shit. One too many letters on there. I guess we'll do without the space. There we go. PRAN. Let's check that out. Oh, of course, GDX is coming back up again now. Oh well. PRAN. Oh wow, look at that thing. Pretty insane. Well, we missed that play. That's a shame. PRAN. That thing really killed it.
Live from London and New York, I'm Naira Chahit.
Might try GDX again with a tighter stop loss this time. I mean, I hate buying in after I've already like sold my profits, especially on these 3 times ETFs. They can get kind of sketchy. If you buy in with too tight of a stop loss, you get stopped out while it's still going up just because it's so volatile. I don't know. It's still up though nicely. I really wish I didn't get stopped out on that. Made some money, but it has so much potential. Like, this thing could have went up all the way. Let's go back to GDX for a second. This thing could have gone up, fill the entire gap. That would have been really good profits. But not quite working out like that, unfortunately. Let's put those alerts back. Let's see, there we go.
Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are teaming up for a new cooking
Let's
show
see.
dubbed Martha and Snoop's Dinner Party.
So it's just been downtrending since it made that high of the day, though. But I think, I mean, it looks like it will break the high of the day eventually. So I'm going to keep that alert there. What I'll do, probably if I do buy it into Nugget again, is I will go with a smaller position, just to be safe. So I don't want to get burned on that.
Walmart shares are lower after the world's largest retailer agreed to
But it's
buy
definitely coming back around a bit.
Jet.com for about $3 billion.
I mean, it hasn't erased its gains at least. It hasn't fallen all the way back down to the pivot point at 30.35. And look at this pretty big candle coming up here.
Has taken too long to grow. For more, let's bring in Shannon Pettybeast, U.S. consumer.
It's tough to say though.
Bloomberg News. Shannon, thanks for joining.
There goes our alert.
Jet.com started off with great ambitions to be a
Really considering some nugget.
How far along that road did it get?
It's about a year old now. It's got about a little under $1
I'm
billion.
gonna give it a little more time, see if it starts uptrending again
It makes any profit, but apparently
before I
not.
actually buy in.
At least to someone.
And like I said, I will at least go with the smaller position. That way it's less risky.
Success. I mean, they've been adding customers quite rapidly. They say quite growing, but
So we'll see. We'll see if it plays out.
In the world of tech, there's not a lot of
There's really not much else going on right now anyway. I mean, Pran, we missed that. That thing killed it.
Profit every quarter. That's what analysts are looking for. That's what's driving it.
5 to like 640 would have been a nice play. I mean, it's holding the gains pretty well though. We could put an alert like over here just in case it breaks out again. Maybe put an alert at the high of the day at 640, 615, and about 640. Looks like pretty decent spots. Let's go to GDX again. So, still can't push above that high of the day. So far it's gotten denied there, some red. But it's definitely getting closer than it was.
Walmart, because they've definitely been struggling with their online presence, trying to compete with
See what else is going on.
Amazon and, you know, just other online retailers, and they haven't been able to do it. They're very small in comparison.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it just kind of shows the urgency and to some extent the desperation at Walmart right now because they have poured.
What was on the
billions
scanners?
into
I don't think there was
online operation.
too much
Look
good
at that
stuff
chart
this
there.
morning.
There's their one-year sales.
On the
sales
penny
growth
scanner we had
rate.
MEIP, AMRS, MPET, NFEC, and Wafer Gen Bio.
And they haven't been
Oh,
able
that
to
ticker.
crack the Amazon code. Mark Laurie, the founder of Jet, was
Pretty
also the
ugly.
founder of Diapers.com,
Check AMD.
Amazon. He's believed to
AMD
be
is
in
up
the e-commerce world one of
pretty
the
nicely,
smartest thinkers
3% in only
So, in a way,
less than an
this
hour
is
of trading,
to buy
15 minutes of
Mark
trading.
Laurie.
So I'm going to put an alert at 686 pivot because I like that area. And GDX is actually breaking the high day now, so I think it's time to take a stab at this again.
It's interesting you say that, Shannon, because I'm
Let's do
wondering
it.
what's in it for Mark Laurie. What does this deal mean for him?
Damn, I would have made a lot more money if I held that nugget.
It seemed like he and Jet had much bigger aspirations.
I think that's what every trader says though, you know. If only I bought more, if only I didn't sell then, or yada yada yada.
Be a $10 billion company. This might say that, you know, maybe it looked like things are going to be harder.
Man, this nugget is
than he had
volatile.
initially set out to, or the capital markets and the investment that he needed to take it forward wasn't going to be there.
I'm trying to get filled. It's not filling me.
About, you know, what the future role is that he'll have.
Come on, I'm trying to get filled at 160, 160.2 is what I'm trying to get filled at. And it's definitely, like, it should be filling me. I don't know why it's not filling me.
Could we see from Amazon?
That's kind of annoying.
It seems like nothing can shake Amazon, and I did talk.
Priyan is actually coming back around too, apparently.
Said, you know, I'm not really that worried about it.
We had that alert go off. It's trying to continue the run. Let's see what's going on with that. Pran. This is such a risky trade though. I don't like that so much. It's already up like a lot. To get in right now, could be buying at the top. And you can see some red there. It's a little too risky. I think I'm just going to try to hunt that GDX play. Dude, oh man, I'm really sad now. Oh, actually it did fill me at 160.2 at least, but I would have had so much more money if I didn't get stopped out at what was it, 158.2? Almost up $2 on that already. No, I am up $2. I would have been up to another $2 on those shares. What a bummer. It's okay though. I'm in at 160.2 now. This thing is trading at 160.86.
Cleaner, smarter, and more efficient. We have committed our people and capital, bringing higher finance.
That's the thing I still need to get better at when playing these 3x ETFs. Like,
Climate change. It's a change in the business.
they're so volatile. So once I'm up on them, I want to lock in my profits, but at the same time, it's hard to know where to put a stop loss on a 3x ETN because they could just come down and then go off again randomly like that. So it is tough to say. So I'm going to put my stop at pretty much break even on this nugget. A little bit less, give it a little more leeway. Probably about 156 point, let's see, well, no, 160.2 is where I'm in, so I could put it at like 160.1, I guess. Put it at 159.97. There we go. 159.97 for the stop loss. And we'll just try to ride it all the way up. That'll just kind of let it ride out, because if it does keep uptrending, there's a chance that we might reach that next pivot point. And even though I took a much smaller position now to be safe, it'll still be pretty good profits. So, do I play any dividend stocks? Not really, because I like to keep most of my portfolio open for day trading and swing trading. And most of the dividend stocks, you know, I'd have to have a pretty good chunk of that cash put in there to really make profits on the dividends. So I like dividend stocks, but for now I don't really play them. When my portfolio gets bigger, I will plan on adding some for sure, though. Depending on, you know, the market and everything, I will be looking at dividend stocks and probably health sector ETFs/ETNs for a longer term portfolio. Maybe just a handful of stocks, some blue chips. And by a handful, I don't even mean 5, probably like 2 or 3.
So much about the Olympics in Rio, but let's talk about investment in Brazil as well. It was very much in the news earlier in the year amidst all the political turmoil. Mike Regan,
Ivo, I do plan on it, yeah. It's a little tough. Sometimes, like, the market moves so fast that I don't really have time to get the stream on when the trades come up. And when there's no plays at all, I just kind of feel like it's a boring stream. So that's why I don't always stream too often. But like right now, there's really not much going on. The GDX is going nicely, but that's really about it. Like Pran, good thing we didn't enter that, I guess. You know, when we had our alert, it was what, 615 area that it was breaking. Now it's all the way back down to 585-ish. So that was a good thing we didn't go in on that. Nugget, let's see. So I sold my Nugget at about here.
She was, at least on a temporary basis, so there is now an interim president.
But now we're in at about here. So, you know, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Hopefully it keeps trending up. The scanners didn't really show too much today, unfortunately. We'll see how that goes. Thank you, Ivo. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I'll try to keep up the streams a bit more often, at least. I was hoping Monday would have some more action, but it's really been a slow Monday. It's like Mod 100K Monthly said in the chat, like Fridays have had more action than Monday, which is weird because usually Fridays are the dead days. And Mondays the last few weeks haven't been that great. So what I can do is run the scanners again, but I don't know, I'm probably not going to find too much right now. Especially since we're almost an hour into the open. The volume typically starts fading off an hour or two after open. So, let's see. On the penny scanner, we can just take a look. MEIP. It is up 30%, but it's just kind of been hanging out down here all day. You can put an alert over here. Let me know if it breaks the low. And I should have an alert here, actually. So it looks like there's a channel between 232 and 248. I don't remember when I made those. I guess it was this morning. Yeah. I haven't really looked at this one since because those alerts haven't been going off. I mean, it's still holding up decently, so that might be a play later on today. Let's see. MCEP. Midcon Energy Partners up 11%, but wasn't much time for us to get in on this. I mean, from the open to the high today, it would have been decent. Right now, it's coming back around a bit. We can put an alert on that. Kind of close to the high of the day. RSI isn't overbought yet, so if it does hit 298, it'll probably be overbought, and then we might get some room for a nice little scalp on that one. Let's see, going down the list, ONVO, up 8%, and just hanging out there. I don't really like this one. This looks like it's probably going to fall down, honestly. I'll be surprised if this thing goes up much more, for now at least, for a day trade. HZNP,
don't forget, you can see all the gadfly columns at GADF Go.
So it's making some lower lows. It's trying to come back around now.
Falling for a fourth day. It's in danger of dropping
Horizon Pharma. I
$30 now.
wonder if there's any news on that. Let's just see.
Slide versus the US
It's not up that much that there would be news probably though.
Bloomberg.
Let's see here. There's a little bit of news. Let's see. Announces second quarter financial results. So was there ER? Yep. Scroll down a little more. So they had ER. It's not up that much considering though. You could put an alert kind of close to the high day on that one too, but yeah, there's really not too much. Let's see. That's really all there is for the penny scanner. Or I mean the momentum scanner. Now we will run the penny scanner. Had those reversed. Let's see. Alright, on the penny scanner, let's take a look. So Pran's on the penny scanner, but we already know all about that one. Not too exciting. VII. Wow. Would have been a decent short. And let's see. HUSA. Hussa. Always thought that was a funny ticker. Oh, definitely not playing this. Look at the volume on this thing. It's like non-existent and then randomly just a ton of volume. And the volume is... There's a lot of volume on that green candle. But then most of the volume was coming in on red candles, so... This tells me that some people were kind of manipulating this a little bit. Like it got pushed up here, and then these people sold it off here. And this is just something I'm not going to mess with. LPTH. Alright, this is a good example of the kind of stock that will burn you in the morning. So, if you bought right at the open, 630, maybe even 631, depending on where you bought in, you could have made some real quick profits on this. About $2, $2.56. That would have been a really sweet play. Holding that for a minute or two. And the thing is, if you were waiting to buy in on this thing, I mean, as you guys can tell, you would have got burned because you're like, okay, that first candle, I mean, that first doji, not much price action. You wait, you see this big green candle, you're like, okay, it looks kind of good to go in. And then this thing is all trading up down here. If you got in at like 256, 250, even 240, boom, it sells off. You're down to 220, and it just trends down all the rest of the day for now. So that's why it's risky to play some of those momentum plays in the morning. It's a perfect example of a risky momentum play. I mean, it definitely had some potential, but probably a lot of people got burned on that this morning for sure. All right, what's the next one? Let's see. AMRS. It's been a pretty popular stock recently. Up 5%. I feel like this thing ran recently, kind of. Let's see. Oh yeah, wow. That's what it was from. 33 cents to 56 cents, all after hours trading. And today, definitely not looking to trade this unless it comes back around. Let's see. I mean, the volume isn't that bad though, especially for a penny stock. It's got pretty good volume. So you know what? I'm gonna flip to the 5-minute chart. Oh, I actually have alerts on this already. Let's see, 45 cents. But I mean, we can give it a little more leeway than that. Let's kind of see. If it gets back to 42.5, it might start getting interesting. So I'll put an alert there. And that does it for the penny scanner. I mean, the only other ticker I have is OTC, 800,000 volume, real low volume, and it's only up 1.70%. But let's take a look because it's got a funny ticker, and that's OG Zippy. Look at this thing. Gotta love OTC stocks. I mean, there's almost like not even candles, just little trading blocks. That's how bad the volume is on this thing. OG Zippy. So ATVI, they had that earnings, and that's pretty disappointing. Went up and came right back down, and now it's pretty much where it was pre-earnings. Check out our friend NVIDIA. NVIDIA, let's go to about that 1 hour chart. Oh wow, NVIDIA's doing pretty well today. I mean, it did make that high at 59.24. What was the high before that? Was that the high? Is that the lifetime high currently? 59.24? I think so. It says 59.14 on TOS here, but I guess it's not including that pre-market candle. Well, that's cool. Look at that, guys. Nvidia made a new lifetime high in the pre-market, but it couldn't hold that, unfortunately. But, I mean, still, it's pretty cool. Pre-market today, Nvidia made a lifetime high. Gotta love that stock. Oh no, and we're about to break even on the nugget that we bought. If we go back to GDX.
I'm Melissa Peretti. This is Bloomberg. Nara?
I think my stop loss is like kind of right below that 20-period moving average. So far, it's just bouncing off it.
It's on course for its longest losing streak since the Brexit vote.
Stop loss at 159.97. Nugget is at 160.38. Now 160.3. So I've got a little bit more leeway. Oh no, 160.22.
That's where we've seen losses. These 4 days of losses here, it's actually in fact the longest losing streak since May. You can see
that's why I never really play these ETFs mid-channel.
So joining us now,
it is tough. And we just stopped out on it. 159.76. And now it's at 159.51. So I'm probably done playing Nugget for the day. I mean, it's too tough to play at mid-channel without risking all the gains I had earlier. Because if it falls back down to that pivot point, then if it fell all the way back down this pivot point and I didn't stop out, I would have lost all the gains I had on that first Nugget play, and that would be a burn. So really the only thing we can do is wait for it to fall down to this pivot point and then enter, or wait for it to come all the way up to 1 or 230.25 next pivot point. I mean, overall the chart is pretty good though. Very nice higher lows. Just too tough to play at mid-channel though with a tight stop. Doesn't really work for my trading style. Guess I shouldn't get greedy. And that's exactly why we entered with a speculative position there. That position that I took was about a fourth of the position I took on the first Nugget play, so didn't really lose much at all. Pretty minuscule loss. UWTI doing good. And check out PFNX. Alright, let's check out PFNX and then UWTI. Let's see. This thing is doing pretty well. I mean, up 7% almost. The volume is a little iffy though. Good earnings, huh? Probably had some earnings beat there. You can see the TOS symbol for earnings and the conference call right afterwards. So looks like investors like that. Pretty bullish today. Not really what I'd be looking for in a day trade particularly though, but the earnings play would have been nice on this. I mean, it's doing better than Activision Blizzard on its earnings. ATVI, like we saw, pretty much back to break even, and this is up almost 7%, so that's pretty cool. And let's check out CL. Oh yeah, UWTI would have been a pretty nice play today indeed. Let's see. So pretty much right when the market opened, 6:30, I'm a West Coaster, as you guys know. And this thing just went off. Higher lows all day. UWTI would have been a good play for sure. What is this thing up? If CL is up 3%, UWTI must be up like 9% today. Wow. Look at that. 8.48%. Yeah, that is a good play, man. Too bad I missed out on that one. Definitely solid. Taser. So wait, is the ticker TASE or TASDR? Guess we'll try both. Let's see. Taser? Okay, it's got to be TASE. Wait, what? No ticker? Wait, what's the ticker, man? Taser, Tase, Tase?
Just before I came on air, it's about a 47-50% chance of a Fed rate hike by the end of the year. I think it's probably closer to 70%, or should be closer to 70%. And if we do see a
all good. I'm gonna wait till you Taser, that's right. You know, I should remember that too. I've seen that one before a few times.
Inflation here in the United States
all right.
staying around around 2%.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's already bouncing up pretty nicely there.
Should be raising rates, or the Fed should be raising rates.
So it's funny. I did a webinar this weekend on bounce plays, and this was a pretty good little reversal there. You know, we had the low, and then that recent candle to make a new high had some really good volume. I like to see that. And RSI going back up, I like to see that as well.
I think they are going to become more frequent. I don't think
20 cents up from there now, though.
Wait until the full impact of Brexit is really felt.
It's not the strongest reversal currently, but it does have some nice reversal signs, especially that doji. Look at this right here.
There's been a 12-month gap between those two rate hikes. That may start to come down.
So that doji is what set this off, you know? We had those consecutive red candles selling it off. I mean, it was selling off before that as well, but that was pretty much the most severe part right here. And then we get that doji, and then it starts uptrending. So the best part to have entered would have been like right here. After that doji, enter with a tight stop loss, and so far you'd be up and the stop wouldn't have even been tested. Would have had a better entry on that. Now let's take a look at the longer term frames. Let's see. Well, this thing's been trending up nicely for a while now. So what did they have, earnings recently? It looks like.
Talked about China that much in the past quarter, for example.
That's pretty cool.
You know, we've just passed the anniversary of their the big move back in August last year. If we see something
The
like
doji, you want to see the doji again? Okay, let's see.
You know, I expect,
Yeah, the problem with that doji is that on Thinkorswim, it's literally right on the volume, so it's kind of hard to see, but the doji is right here. Basically, it looks like this.
Based on the fact that they have no real options left.
Well, all right.
It looks like that.
Chief economist at World First.
And that tells us that the price opened and closed right here at the top. Pretty powerful doji. It's a nice sign to see potential reversal at the end of a selling off. You want to see a doji like that. So that's pretty awesome. Ideally, you would see that doji or a candlestick that looks like this. Let's see. See, that's the difference. The doji is going to be a doji, so it's just got those two single lines, while the candle would have that, of course, the candle and the wick, the candle body and the wick. But both of those are nice reversal signs to see after a bounce. Pretty good stuff. Now I'm forgetting the technical term for this doji. I think it's a dragonfly doji, but let me just double check really quick. For some reason I have a hard time remembering the technical names on those. So let me just verify that. Let's see. Let's see here. It is a dragonfly doji, yep. Yeah, pretty bullish sign there. No problem, Revo, no problem. Alright, let's see. Revo. R-E-V-O. Oh wait, that's my I'm still waking up a little bit. STI is what I meant to look up. I think it's time for some more coffee in a second. Alright, STI. Yeah, I did. Jeez, no kidding. Nosedive central here, just straight down off that high of the day. To be fair, it's only down 0.5%, so it could be worse, but... Oh, look at that. It was up nicely here. And now it's kind of finding support. I mean, I'll be kind of surprised if it does keep going down from here, honestly. It looks like it's got some decent support around this area. And if it does keep going down, it's going to erase the gains that it had, so... Not sure how likely that would be. 1 hour. So it legged up, consolidated, legged up, and now it looks like it's consolidating. And if it keeps up that trend, then we'll see it leg up again, but before that, it was consolidating down, and now it's trying to consolidate and go up, so it's tough to say, really. Daily chart. Overall, it is bullish, though. I mean, the averages are looking really good. This thing has had some interesting swings, actually. Look at that. Pretty wild. So hopefully it stops nosediving today, unless you're shorting it, of course, then by all means, keep going down. But yeah, it does look like an uptrend overall, for sure. Those averages are pretty sweet. The only thing we gotta see is that blue cross over the green. Everything else is perfect setup for a bullish position there. Let's check on our friend from earlier, ISNS, I believe it was. ISNS, yep. Oh, look at that, it's just hanging out around 490 now. So, I mean, this thing might come back into play later. I'm going to take off some of these alerts just because it's a bit excessive. Maybe we'll leave that one. We don't need the high of the day alert anymore, though. We're so far beyond that. Put an alert down here at the next support. It's still up 100% today. Wow. But that means it's erased like 100% gains too, though. From, let's see, 682 the high pre-market, trading now at about 495. But yeah, still up 100%. So if you bought in, you know, before, if you bought in on Friday or even after hours a bit, you're still super happy with this. But for us who are like not in this yet, well, I'm happy I haven't bought in yet, I guess, because it would mean that we've gotten burned on it. But I'll keep my eye on this thing today. Might have potential. NVCN. Yeah, I think I looked at that one earlier. Let's see. Very nice. This has been pretty solid. Kind of reminds me of Jivo, except this is what we wish Jivo did today. Jivo's just been disappointing today. Wow, it literally hit that pivot point at 85 cents pre-market. I didn't even really realize that. How many pivot points do I have on Jivo? Oh, geez. Pretty good amount of pivot points there. So it couldn't break that 85-cent pivot point, unfortunately. And it's been just kind of trending down the rest of the day. I mean, still up 6% from the close on Friday, but definitely not ideal for a day trade yet. Gonna wait for that thing to get a bit more bullish. NVCN, though, let's go back to that. It looks like it's gonna try for the high of the day soon. Not too far off. We can put an alert there. 79.85. Let's see. Is there news for this? Yeah, I mean, Jivo, it's still up, so I think it has potential. I'm not going to day trade Jivo right now, but I think it beat last DR too, if I recall correctly. VNR. Let's take a look at VNR. VNR. Vanguard Natural Resources. Ooh, a Vanguard ETF, it looks like. Talking about cannabis on Bloomberg. Alright.
It was effectively outlawed in the US in the 1930s at about the same time that a 13-year prohibition on alcohol was overturned through a constitutional...
Oh, look at that. NVCN just got an alert on that. Actually, let's flip back to there real quick. And look at that. We just said it was probably going to try for high of the day, and boom. New high of the day. 79.99. Pretty much 80 cents right there. Almost makes me want to try to trade it.
It also provides tax revenue, and Colorado collected $135 million in state taxes and fees in 2015. Critics say
NVCN, oh, it's going off. Damn. I was actually considering playing this thing, but I don't want to buy it at 81 cents.
So you can read more about marijuana.
Looks like we just missed a little scalp on it. A lot of volume just came in there too.
Apple is gearing up for its biggest event of the year. It's expected to announce new versions of the iPhone next month.
I'm happy for the people that are holding it, but I don't really want to buy in right here at the height of the day. Volume is peaking. It would have been nice if we could have got it in kind of like when it was consolidating here at like 78 cents-ish. Had a nice scalp to 81 cents, and look at that, almost 82 cents now. Definitely would have been a nice little profit. We would have been up about 5% in under 10 minutes. That would be very nice. But I'm going to restrain myself from chasing it right here. 648. Someone called it in my chat at 648. Was I? You mean the
It allows for
You don't mean the YouTube chat, though. I don't think I was streaming for that long, was I?
It won't become as blurred as it might on a current or past iPhone. Lots of enhancements to the coloring and the photo editing. So it's a very significant
NVCN.
upgrade
Let's
for the
see.
camera.
Nicholas SC. Alright, shout out to Nicholas SC. He's the one who did call out NVCN.
Right, so Apple normally redesigns the iPhone pretty much
Look at that.
completely every 2 years or so.
648, and it was trading at about 75 cents, so definitely a good play there. Props to Nicholas.
The iPhone 5 and the iPhone 6.
And it's almost to the pivot point that I have.
Which a lot of people have called the
I'm not
iPhone
sure how many
7.
pivot points I do have on this
It became
thing.
the same design as
So,
the
okay,
iPhone 6
interesting.
from 2014.
I think I probably did an analysis video on this or something, because I don't know why I'd have so many pivot points otherwise.
So that's a pretty significant change for the company, and it's to be seen if this
Let's
is
see if
just
it gets
the
all the way up to
beginning.
84 cents.
So it does sound, honestly, Mark, like you know,
Definitely going up there.
Buying this particular one, just wait for the next cycle.
Right, I feel like a lot of people are going to say the same thing if they're coming from an iPhone 6s. But I think if you're coming from an iPhone 6 or earlier,
EMES.
it's a pretty substantial upgrade. Because if you think about it, if you're coming from an iPhone 6, you're pretty
Jeez.
much getting everything that the iPhone 6s brought, in addition to everything.
Yeah, it's just been a nice, slow, steady gainer.
It's also going to be a big upgrade for people coming to the iPhone for the first time. It'll be the latest and greatest.
Emergence
holiday
Energy
season.
Services
I'm sure it'll
LP.
still be successful.
Kind of makes me wonder what this company does.
Change its nomenclature. Why
Let's see.
6S and now whatever this is, and then next
EMES.
year maybe it'll be the 7. I mean, wouldn't it be a lot
Emerge
easier
Energy
and
Services.
almost maybe more enticing if
LP
you had
owns,
the-
operates, acquires, and develops a portfolio of energy service assets. The company's segments include sand, fuel, and corporate. The company's sand segment consists of the production and sale of various grades of industrial sand, primarily used in the extraction of oil and natural gas, as well as the production of building products and foundry materials. Its fuel segment operates approximately 2 terminals and over 2 transmix processing facilities that are located in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area and Birmingham, Alabama. In addition to refining transmix, the fuel segment sells a suite of complementary fuel products and services, including third-party terminaling services, certain reclamation services, and blending of renewable fuels. The company's other services include blending of renewable fuels into petroleum products and the manufacture of biodiesel at its Birmingham facility. Alright, well, that's an interesting segment there. Correlated to energy, and as we know, oil's been on a tear. What about natural gas? Natural gas, not so much, but oil has, and that definitely has merit.
Mark, tell us a little bit about iOS 10. Sorry, Nira.
Oh, I was going to ask the same question, Bonnie. Go ahead.
Yeah, UWTI would have been sweet.
Mark?
Sure. Yes, iOS 10 is a significant software update for the iPhone.
A buyout.
It brings a lot
Let's see.
to widgets. It has a new lock screen. People can more easily and quickly view
Let's
text
see.
messages, emails, frequent contacts, calendar appointments, next maps destinations. It brings new versions of Apple Maps, Apple Music, and Apple News. They're all completely redesigned. It looks a bit
Q2,
more like
quarter 2
a
operating metrics
paper,
released.
Customizable layout, a bit simpler. There's new messaging features which are really going to be
Announces loss in line but revenue misses.
Weibo and Twitter and Facebook
Oh no.
Messenger. So
That alarm, that's bad news, guys. I just remembered something. I've actually got to move my car because it's parked somewhere where they will give me a ticket at 8 a.m. if I don't move it. So I actually am going to have to end the stream right now. Unless you guys want to wait around for like 10 minutes. I don't think you guys want to be doing that. So if you guys want to check in about 10 minutes, I will probably like start streaming again. Maybe I'll come back and make some coffee. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I apologize. I totally forgot about that. Definitely got to hop out real quick. Yeah. So thank you guys for the ticker suggestions and all that. It has been fun, but I'm not trying to get a ticket. I got less than 10 minutes and counting now. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a good day. And if we get some plays the rest of the day, let's make some money. See you guys.